James, real quick, my buddy Arkham, reporter, he asked a question. It could be one video. It's just, do you have any desire to ever go to Europe? Okay, I think I know the answer to this, but if you did, hypothetically, you want to go, where in Europe would you want to visit?
Oh, I'm not going to take a plane anywhere. I really hate the way you get treated going through an airport. So, and I'm terrified of my master's uniformed goons, so I won't be traveling outside of the country. If I could go somewhere in Europe, what initially comes to mind is the Carpathian Mountains.
Oh,
Uh, that would that would be what I would be interested in.
you wouldn't go to Ireland, the motherland?
Not interested in the British Isles. I'm more interested in the terrain in Eastern Europe because there are a lot of there are a lot of crusades against heathen Europeans by Christian Europeans eh, between the late 900s and the 1400s, and then I was always very interested in Vlad Tepes, the Impaler, and his territory was part of the Carpathian Mountains and Wallachia. So I'd like to see that region, Wallachia, Transylvania, uh, and over into Galicia and see what those mountains look like. They on a map. That's where all the nomads out of the Asian steppes, they all end up in there. That's where the last big patch of grassland is. So historically, it's a big deal. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought I'd
So
like
no,
to see that area.
so no Greece, no Russia.
Uh, I'm just not that curious because I don't even have an idea of ever going there. So I haven't thought about it. I wasn't curious about seeing the United States until people invited me places.
It's, uh,
Then then I find something I
uh,
like.
what about Asia?
I never thought of that.
Oh,
Uh, I guess the Northern Island, Hokkaido,
yeah.
where they make Sapporo beer,
It,
where they have the Anu
oh,
people.
the Anu, yeah.
Yeah, that I guess if I was going to go to Asia somewhere, that would be it.
All right, that's cool. Now the other question. This is sort of another one where I think I sort of know the answer. It's more of your observations on it. The idea Arkham had put forth, like modern art. It's pretty clear, particularly post-war modern art. A lot of it was like a reaction to the Soviets. There's a lot of CIA funding of like crazy stuff like postmodern art, which is like a guy throwing paint on a wall. But in terms of like even the music, we had discussed the whole thing about even the hippie movement, the music. Too many of these people, these musicians and artists, had family and military intelligence. So, just what's your thought on the arts being? Because I have my own opinions, but we're talking about your opinion on these arts that seem to influence way beyond their weight. They punch way above their weight, being a product of these deep state. I mean, I hate that term, but you know what I mean.
I've never really been interested in art, and I wouldn't know how to tell modern art from other art, and unless somebody like took me to some place where the stuff is collected and pointed out the differences. I never practiced any type of art, but historically, uh, people who did sculptures and portraits, um, they were sponsored by rulers.
That is true.
So
Sponsors.
the and there were paintings in the ancient world. They just didn't survive. There's some descriptions left of some paintings. They did have popular artwork. Popular artwork would be like on tableware and stuff like that. Uh, the um, so the fact that artwork would be co-opted by the modern government just makes sense because that's the modern collective monarch. It would be just like the Pope, who was a secular monarch. holding the purse strings of the artist that did the artwork in Rome. The thing that interests me artistically about modern America is the most powerful type of art, which is commercial art. I'm in the household of somebody that works in the trades, a guy that has to wear overalls to work, and the washer and dryer is under great threat of having to eat up all kinds of toxic stuff that he gets showered with. So he has to, his clothes get washed separately. You use that when you live with guys that work in the trades, their clothes have to get washed separately. Well, he gets a trade manual, and it's got popular art on the front of it, which is a photograph of all the people that dominate the trades, which all happen to be female and alternative lifestyle.
Of course.
And everything that him and the guys he works with are not.
You didn't know that?
So the fact that commercial artwork is really the most potent. Is the most potent art form, and it doesn't have to be financed by any government agency, because it's used to make money, and you make maximum money by controlling the thought processes of people. So I'm more interested in that, and it's I would say that government control of art through funding probably focuses on college graduates and the educated class and infecting their minds, something I was never subjected to because I couldn't even pass ninth grade. I'm somebody that's experienced popular art, commercial art, what's on the Wheaties box.
Right.
So to me, that's where the power is, as far as the masses. But it never occurred to me. The more I think about it, the modern art being funded by the government is probably targeting the intellectual class for cultural indoctrination.
All right.
So it makes sense, but it's no different than any other government did.
Right.
The portrait painters were employed by the monarchs and super rich.
Except they actually made probably good art. They actually made stuff that was at least beautiful to look at.
If their job is to depict the monarch, well, then but if their job is to brainwash, affect and corrupt the emotions and thought processes of people, then maybe it is really good art for its purpose. Its purpose could just be like social disintegration. If that was the purpose behind modern art, well, then it's a great artwork because it's a great success.
That is true. Right. Very academic, LaFond today. Yeah. Hey, like the one guy said, oh, we got YouTube experts here. That was one of the comments I got. So that's right. We are YouTube experts. Son.